Hello people of the internet. This video has been a real long time coming. There was this girl, she really wanted some GCSE advice, and I know that she's probably already left or she's taking it next year, not quite sure, but she really wanted this GCSE advice, and I was really lame. I didn't film anything for an advice video and I really wanted to, but I lost my quick release plate. I said in previous videos that I lost my quick release plate for my tripod and I could not find it anywhere, and I would have filmed a video on GCSE Art Advice, but I didn't have the means to do so at the time. I couldn't think of anything to say. I was a bit more awkward filming in front of a camera. I considered it, but I didn't really think about it at the time. So here is my GCSE advice for all of you hopeful GCSE candidates for art. First of all, pick your theme. I picked transform for my GCSE art exam and I thought it was really good because it can be anything you want. That's what I loved about the art exam, the fact that it could be anything you want and you weren't limited to anything. Next, you need to research the artists that you think will influence you along the way to building up your final piece. What I mean is, when I was looking at artists and I really wanted to do a mirrored kind of theme for Alice in Wonderland, I looked at Roy Lichtenstein with the lady looking into the mirror. Even though it's pop art, it was still something that related because Alice in Wonderland had that same mirror on the way down in the original movie. So find something that relates. Next, do a lot of drawing. A lot of experimentation. It's gonna be hard work, yes, granted. Make the most of it because that 2 months will go by seriously quickly, and once the exam comes along and you don't have any prep work to look at or do anything with, you're gonna be regretting not doing it because you really need that to even get a C in the exam. When I was doing my experimentation, I used a lot of materials to experiment with. I used alcohol markers and pencil crayons, soft pastels, paint, acrylic paint, oil paint, you name it, it was pretty much there. So go wild with the experimentation. Basically, the sky is your limit with the experimentation because no experimentation is too little in this exam. I'd say next you need to plan your final piece. Yes, do prep work, but also try and think of what your final piece is going to be, because you've got to have some final thing in your mind when you're doing all the work for it, because if you don't, then you just don't know what you're going to make in the end. If you can't think of anything, just try and do something that will relate to what you are doing at that present moment in time. So basically, if you're doing, say, a piece on a piano, like I did this picture of a huge piano in my experimentation, and I said in my GCSE video that it wouldn't be a waste of time because it was actually shown at the end but in a deformed state. So it didn't really go to waste. I just wanted to study where the keys were on the keyboard and how to draw it properly. So no research is really going to waste if you think about it. Next, annotation. I would actually comment on why you like using the whole materials and why do you like the drawing, your opinion. Basically just a short, brief little discussion to yourself basically about the drawing or the painting or whatever it is you're annotating. For my research, I actually did an evaluation of the artists, but you don't need to do that if you don't want to, but I'd say just comment a little bit why you like the artist's work, try and recreate it, you know, all those things that will try and get you the extra marks later on. Finally, plan out your final piece. Yes, you've already got something in your mind. Do drafts of it. Do loads and loads of drafts. I remember doing tons and tons of drafts for mine, and I really don't regret doing loads of drafts, because one of the drafts was actually something that I thought would be a really good idea, but it only ended up being a part of what I wanted to do. So I thought it was pretty cool that it was something that I'd really like to do. One more thing before I go, I'd like to give you a tip on saving time. To save time in your exam, because it's 10 hours and you will need every last minute of those 10 hours, especially for art, make sure you draw it out perfectly before the exam. You are allowed to use light boxes if need be. You can trace your final image to get the perfect result for the exam. So yeah, that saved me a ton of time. It took me about 30 minutes to trace my own drawing. That's because it was really, really detailed. It saved me a lot more time than drawing it originally. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful. You can comment, rate and subscribe if you want to. You don't have to, but that'll be really appreciated. Bye!